Want to know why some people get wealthy while others with the same income don't? It's not luck, and it's not just smarts, it's how they spend three precious resources: time, energy, and money. In this video we're pulling Chapter 3 apart, revealing the daily choices, priorities, and trade-offs that quietly create wealth over decades. In this video we'll translate the author's research into practical habits, map the day-to-day behaviors that separate PAWs from UAWs, and give you a step-by-step habit plan you can start applying in this video. You'll see how the affluent allocate their hours, why their household roles matter, and how small reassignments of time or energy can produce big financial results down the road. Chapter 3 begins with a blunt observation. Everyone has the same non-renewable 24 hours. Everyone gets the same 100% of their energy each day. The difference is how people choose to spend those finite resources. Millionaires treat time and energy like money. They budget them, invest them, and prioritize tasks that compound value over time. That's a habit, not an accident. They don't just obsess over dollars. They obsess over where their time goes, who they spend energy on, and which activities will produce the best long-term returns. Treating time as an asset changes your decisions. You stop trading years for fleeting status. The survey revealed patterns. Millionaires often work long hours, not just for income, but because their work is a vehicle for compounding wealth. 2/3 of working millionaires are self-employed, and many are business owners or entrepreneurs. They invest time into running and growing enterprises that generate durable returns, rather than trading every hour for a fixed paycheck. Another repeated pattern: spouses and family structure matter. In most affluent households, one partner is intensely frugal and structured. The other focuses on income generation. That division of labor, offense and defense, is a powerful allocation strategy. Let's get specific. Millionaire households put time into business development, investment research, budgeting, and planning. They are also more likely to prioritize education, not as a bling purchase, but as a long-term investment in human capital. Many invest heavily in their children's education because they view it as a transfer of productive capacity to the next generation. The book compares groups. The authors called them Dr. North versus Dr. South in some tables, and finds consistent differences in how time is allocated. Those who obsess over status spend more time on consumption-related activities, shopping, leisure that signals status, whereas PAWs prioritize activities that increase economic productivity or safeguard wealth. Energy is attention. Millionaires are selective about where they spend it. They don't spread themselves thin across social obligations that demand expensive reciprocation. Instead, they funnel energy into high-return activities, improving the business, negotiating deals, learning a new skill, or managing investments. They preserve energy for tasks that compound value. Importantly, many affluent households treat energy allocation as a team decision. Their partner often does the detail-oriented budgeting, freeing up the primary earner's energy for offense. This coordination is a force multiplier. When one partner automates and disciplines spending, the other can focus on growth. Money is the natural consequence of well-allocated time and energy. If you direct your hours and effort toward productive, scalable activities and protect the resulting dollars with frugality, money compounds. The authors show that millionaires invest a much higher percentage of their income, on average, nearly 20%, and hold a large share of wealth in appreciating assets like businesses and equities. Remember, income alone is insufficient. People who work long hours but spend as they earn simply convert time into consumption instead of into wealth. The affluent often work long hours and maintain disciplined spending. That's the multiplier. Think of it as a triangle: time at one vertex, energy at the second, money at the third. Each side supports the others. If you reallocate a small amount of time to learning about investments, you invest your energy into compounding knowledge, leading to better money decisions. If you automate saving, you free energy and time because you no longer need to constantly decide whether to save. The big idea: by making modest, consistent reallocations in the three resources, you create exponential, long-term effects. Chapter 3 gives us real contrasts. On one side is the POW who schedules time for planning, has clearly delegated household money tasks, and treats investments like routine maintenance. On the other side is the UAW who spends free time on conspicuous consumption, energy on maintaining appearances, and money on status goods. Despite similar incomes, their net worth trajectories diverge wildly over decades. One memorable example: community-based entrepreneurs who run dull normal businesses, paving, auctioneering, pest control, but channel long hours into refining operations and reinvesting profits. Because they keep overhead low and pay attention to operational details, their time invested turns directly into compounding business value. They didn't chase prestige jobs, they built valuable enterprises through disciplined time use. Family dynamics show up again and again. Nearly 95% of millionaire households are married couples, and in 70% of those the male contributes at least 80% of income. Crucially, spouses are often the budgeting force. The authors note many times that the frugal spouse keeps the household on defense while the earner plays offense. If one partner is a hyperconsumer, it's very difficult for the household to accumulate wealth. There's also a generational element. Affluent parents tend not to provide ongoing economic outpatient care to adult children. Instead, they encourage self-sufficiency, which preserves their own resources and passes on a mindset of independence. That decision to conserve family resources is an allocation of money and time that preserves wealth across generations. The authors give a simple rule of thumb to gauge progress: multiply your age by your pre-tax household income and divide by 10. That gives an expected net worth benchmark relative to peers. Use this as a diagnostic. Are you allocating enough time and energy to activities that will move that number up? If you're below the benchmark, the problem is often not earnings, it's allocation. Think of the benchmark as a light. It doesn't tell you exactly what to do, but it tells you if your allocations are producing expected results. If you're below, reassign some time or energy to higher value tasks, or tighten spending so more money goes to investments. 3 mistakes keep people from building wealth: spending time on consumption-driven activities, frequent shopping, image maintenance, or social obligations that require expensive reciprocation, letting energy be captured by low-return tasks, overcommitting to vanity projects or time-wasting social media, allowing money to leak via status purchases, cars, homes, gadgets bought as signals rather than as investments. Avoid these and you keep more time, more energy, and more money for compounding. Here's a practical reallocation plan you can start using in this video. Small changes add up. Implementing even 2 of these steps will begin shifting your allocation triangle in weeks, and your wealth curve in years. 2 underrated hacks help sustain allocation changes: environment design and identity shifts. Change your environment so good behaviors are easier. Unsubscribe from shopping emails, schedule automatic transfers, or create a home office that signals work. Second, change the story you tell yourself. Identify as an accumulator, not a consumer. Identity drives behavior, and behavior drives compounding results. Also, celebrate small wins: a month where you increased automated savings, or a week where you reclaimed 2 hours for learning. That feedback keeps the allocation changes sticky. Time, energy, and money are finite. Budget them. Millionaires treat all 3 as assets to allocate and invest. Divide household roles: offense, income, plus defense. Frugality and planning is a repeatable winning formula. Automate and prioritize. Automate savings and reserve high-energy hours for high-return tasks. Use the benchmark, age x income. 10 helps diagnose whether your current allocation is working. Do a 7-day time audit. Record your activities in 30, 60-minute blocks. Pick one block to reassign to learning, side income, or planning. Set up one automated transfer. Even $50 a week works. Automate into a low-cost index fund or retirement account. Have a 15-minute household meeting. Agree on one budgeting rule, e.g., no purchases over $500 without 48-hour cooling off and discussion. What will you reassign this week? Time, energy, or money? Type your answer below and I'll pin a few of the best ones. Want the 7-day time audit sheet? Comment, audit, and I'll pin the link. Chapter 3 shows the quiet truth. Wealth isn't magic, it's disciplined allocation. Reassigning a few hours, protecting your energy, and automating savings are small moves that produce outsized results over time. Next video we'll dig into Chapter 4, where the authors expose how cars and consumption mislead us about real wealth. If you found this useful, like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment how you'll reallocate this week.